charity shop town review. And this week we're in Blackheath, which is located in southeast London. Blackheath only had 4 charity shops, which means it's currently bottom of the list for the amount of charity shops. But the first charity shop we hit, not gonna lie, kind of walked past it twice because I didn't think it was a charity shop. The only thing that kind of swayed my mind was the board saying like volunteers. That was the only kind of thing that made me slightly think it was a charity shop. But I couldn't even tell you the name of it. It's not a charity shop I've ever seen before in my life, and this one I don't think I'll probably see again. But I stepped inside, I took some hand sanitizer, rubbed it in, and pretty much span right back out. When I kind of looked to see what was in the shop, it literally looked all women's wear, so I didn't think there would be anything that was going to be interesting for me in there. But then literally 2 doors down, there was an actual charity shop this time, in this cancer research charity shop, which the first items that I see were these 2 striped polos, which were £6, which I thought was just insane. Then there was this South Park t-shirt, which was also £6, which was nuts. Like, you can see the bottom of my mask where I'm like leaning in to try and actually see if I'm seeing it right. Like, £6, is this right? I even attempted to try and show you a little bit better, but I just gave you a nice view of the floor and my shoes. And then I see this Ralph Lauren polo, which was £12. Last week we were out here in Gravesend just getting them for £3, and these were £12. For a Ralph Lauren polo from a charity shop, I gave that a hard miss. But to be fair, I'd see this pizza cutter, which I thought was quite sick, and it reminded me of a quite famous TV clip.
But you know what I mean?
If my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike. You know, what, you know,
If you haven't seen that clip before, you're missing out big time. That is arguably one of the funniest things that's ever happened on that programme. But that was £5, which really wasn't too bad, but there was no point in me buying it. Like, I wasn't going to be able to resell that, but I thought it was cool. I then went to go look at the trousers, but the selection was pretty dead. Like, there was nothing there of interest at all. Then I see this £25 blazer, which I really hope was either a designer blazer or a really good quality one. Because in some of the recent towns we've been to, you could pick up a blazer for £1 to £2. Then my jaw pretty much hit the floor, not for the last time for this day. And it was at this £20 Lyle & Scott polo shirt. You can see how long I was looking at it. Once again, I was trying to actually figure out if I was seeing it right. The one behind it was also £20, but I kind of let that one slide where it was brand new. But this one was just £20 as well for some reason. But I cut out of that charity shop pretty much dragging my jaw with me. And then once again, literally another 2 doors down, I see this Shelter charity shop, which was arguably one of the nicest charity shops I've ever been in. This wasn't your average charity shop, this was like a bougie charity shop. This one was so nice inside. They had a couple of pairs of Gap jeans in here, which I don't really know the value of, but I did see the other day someone like buy Gap jeans or buy something Gap like trouser wise and like pretty much say they sell really well. But to be honest, I don't really know how true that is, and even if they do sell well, if I bought them for £10.95, I don't think I would have made money back on them. They also had some Gap chinos as well, which once again, I have no clue about, but I thought they looked quite cool. And then I see this Elise top, which was £16. £16 for a charity shop Elise top. That's kind of crazy considering you could go and buy a brand new one for only 20. Then I come across this, which I'm going to prepare you, my jaw literally did hit the floor on this one, and my eyes near enough popped out my head. I'll talk you through how it went. I see this jacket on the end, I thought, oh, that looks quite cool. It's got like a sick little tartan inside. I'll go have a look at that. Oh, the tag looks quite cool. McQueen, what Alexander McQueen is that? To be honest, I assume it's Alexander McQueen because I don't know any other McQueen brands that are like this kind of level, if you know what I mean. And then I went, I'll have a look at the price tag. I wonder how much this is going to be. And then I see it said £120. £120. Like, I've never seen anything so expensive in a charity shop, like items or clothing wise, in my life, and I don't think I'll see one ever again. I want to know who's out here evaluating all these items at these kind of prices. It's just insane how much money all these were. Like, fair enough, if it was like an Alexander McQueen thing, like, it probably kind of was worth that much, but it's still a lot lot of money. What would you have done in this situation? Would you have picked this up because it is like a high-end designer thing, or would you have left it? But I just left it because I went on paying £120, and then I cut out of that charity shop pretty much immediately after seeing that. And then I was a little bit thirsty, so I went in this corner shop, and it was literally the best corner shop I think I've ever been in. It had all fresh fruit and vegetables at the front. It had the biggest drink selection I've ever seen in like a corner shop. And then look at all those yogurts all lined up. You wouldn't even see that in like a Waitrose or something like that. But after all that selection, what did I pick up? I picked up a cherry Pepsi, the most basic selection, but it was peng, don't get me wrong. I'll tell you about this as well. Before we went to Blackheath, I got food from Avocado and Coffee in Greenwich, which was literally like 10 minutes away. And look what I got. It was the absolute craze. I'm 100% going back there. I also got a bit of vegan carrot cake, which was insane. If it had a little bit of cream on the top as well, it would have been out of this world, even more than it already was. And then also in Greenwich, literally about an hour later, I got this burger, which was a charcoal bun with crab and kimchi. Would you have bought this? When I see it, it was a no-brainer. I had to try one. But going back to charity shops, I then hit up this Oxfam charity shop, which I had to wait outside for. It was only like 2 or 3 minutes though. While I was stood outside, I see this very interesting rug in the window, which I think was £12. At least I hope it was £12. That price tag kind of looks like it says 126, but I think if it was, I think I would have remembered. I think I would have been scarred like I was with that Alexander McQueen or the McQueen jacket, whatever it was. I headed upstairs and I went straight over to the records because there was a couple of bods all in like the clothing bit, and I did actually pick up a record. And I got this one. I think it looks pretty sick, like the cover art on it. It looks the nuts. There was even some songs I've actually heard of on there, and it was only £2, so I thought that was a pretty solid pickup. Also, I picked up another record earlier on in the day in this like Rick Rubin record. The song on it is very interesting. It's kind of grown on me though, but it was very bizarre. Like if you go listen to it, you'll know what I mean. But what's this poking out the top of the record? Ah, it's a like button. If you haven't already liked the video, if you could, it'd be very much appreciated. And as well, a subscribe button. If you haven't already clicked this, you're absolutely insane. You'll be missing out on so much great content. But once I was done looking at the records, I went over to the men's section and I see this Dickies shirt straight off the bat pretty much. I picked it up so no one else would steal it while I looked up how much it was roughly going to be worth. And when I looked it up, people were listing it out for like £15, if not lower, so I just put it back. That was not going to be worth my time. Also see this North Face polo while I was browsing, which was £6, so I just gave that a miss. I weren't feeling paying £6 for that. And then I see this Rugby 2007 World Cup polo shirt, which looking back at it now, I kind of wish I would have picked up. Even though it was £5, I looked them up on eBay and there was one extremely similar to that up for 35, so I kind of missed out on that one. But what can you do? I then went to look at the jeans. There was these Levi jeans, but I think they were pretty expensive. And as well, I don't really have too much knowledge on Levi jeans or just jeans in general, so I just gave them a miss. But we cut out of that shop, so that is all the charity shops. But let's get into now the overall rating for Blackheath. I'm going to rate it over 5 categories, which are coolness of the charity shops, the pricings of the items, the stock in the charity shops, parking, and as well the general area. For the coolness of the charity shops, I'm going to give them a 7. They were pretty bougie charity shops. They were kind of sick. For the pricings, I'm going to give it a solid 1 out of 10 because everything was extremely expensive. For the stock, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Like, they did have some pretty solid stock in all the charity shops, but it was all just so pricey. And for the parking, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10. We had to park quite far away, and as well, if you wanted to park closer, it was extremely expensive. And then for the overall area, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I really liked Blackheath. It was a really sick area. But that gives Blackheath an overall rating of 25, which does mean it is bottom of the list. But the thing is, even though it was bottom of the list for like the charity shops and stuff like that, I would put it top of the list for like a good day out because it's a really nice area, and as well pretty much everywhere in London it's just a sick day out. But that is it for the Blackheath charity shop town review. If you did enjoy it, as I've already said, please like the video, it'd be much appreciated. Subscribe to my channel to help me hit 1k, and as well, you'd be nuts not to. But I hope to see you in the next one.
I love you like la 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 la. like